You have found yourself on another episode of Locked On Bulls. In today's episode, me and Pat are going to discuss about improvements that we would like to see from Bulls players and the team. And then Pat has an interesting question. Is Jerry Reinsdorf becoming Billy Warts? We're going to talk about all that and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze. And the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. A little bit too casual there. I'm Haize, the creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears Central. How you doing, Pat?
Hey man, I'm glad to be back. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're in the same spots that we were 16 hours ago, and I just changed my hoodie. That's all that happened. That's funny. No, man. We've been in the studio making content all day, so.
Bro, it's been especially with Bears cut day, bro. Like it's over the last 24 hours, I'm sure I've dropped a total of 12 episodes across all brands.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That is the one thing about just doing all long format shows. Now that I'm doing the Breeze Daily Show, tuning in at Monday through Friday, usually about 6 o'clock. And then Locked On Bulls and the Chicago Bears podcast. At least it's just I'm getting everything out the way at once. Everything that happened today, we talking about it on one show, and then I just clip it up and drop it in separate episodes. But it makes it a little bit easier.
I mean, listen,
unless it's breaking news, all the breaking news stuff, we gotta,
That's what I'm saying. The breaking news stuff kills me. It's just it is what it is, man. We got into this, we love it, man, and killing it over there. But especially with Bear season is just different. And Bulls starting up soon. We'll be in training camp in about a month.
We're gonna be dead. We're gonna come on this show and just be like, "Welcome in the Locked On Bulls."
Especially can you imagine that stretch that we have? I think it's 4 or 5 West Coast games in a row where me and you're gonna literally be up to 1:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning.
But right here, I'm gonna tell you this right now. That's why I'm so glad that I'm doing full-time content creation. There's no better moment than being up for a West Coast game and being tired and being like, I don't have to get out of my bed till I feel like it. I still wake up at 7 o'clock and record a video, but I do that by choice.
Yeah.
Not out of necessity.
But yeah, so it's just
we just got to the point where we just be talking on this podcast. That's how.
Bro,
that's
I
how
mean, listen, bro. It is what it is. All I can say is, hey, this is what it is.
I'm not getting this content nowhere else, bro.
We're really hearing the plight of 2 full-time creatives. Yeah, take it. And it is what it is. Speaking of, did you see the comment from Charleston White?
Did Charleston White leave us a comment?
No, I mean the video he posted on Twitter on X today.
No, it's still Twitter to me. No, I didn't see that. What's going on with Charleston White, brother?
Bro, dude out here tripping, bro. He literally came out there and said, "So yeah, I took some, and what I got away with it." And we'll have to talk about that off air, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro. Hold on, now you're going a little too in depth now. We relaxed. We not that relaxed, Tell Brittany Renner, stop throwing that thing on random podcasts.
Well, and then for that to be the video that comes later in the same day after that, it's wild, bro. We'll talk about that off air. We're here to talk about the Chicago Bulls, though. We'll get to that at some point in this show. Improvements that we want to see from each player, bro. When you look at the players up and down this roster, what are some of the key improvements that you want to see from some of the biggest members of this roster?
A left hand for Zach LaVine would be great.
I think Zach has a left hand.
It's a Jaylen Brown left hand. It's not. No, it's a Jaylen Brown left hand. It's a Jaylen Brown.
I think Jaylen Brown's a little bit worse. I think Zach
Jaylen Brown might
left.
be worse, but Zach ain't that much better.
You see, here it is. Anything after 4 minutes left in the third quarter, Zach LaVine forgets. That's where, at that point, it's just I don't know what it is. It's something about that time period where his brain. Maybe he's left brain. Maybe it just at that point it's just hey, anything on the left we can't do.
Yeah, for Zach LaVine, for me, I think it's just here's the thing, right? As much as I love Zach, as much as I love the player he is, I need him to prove to come out this season and prove that in those big moments, he can get the job done. I think that he's a player that can lead you there. I think that he can be a part of a coalition that gets you there. But if DeMar DeRozan isn't there, if Nikola Vucevic isn't there, I need Zach LaVine to still be there. I need him to be that guy. And so for me, right, I think there were times last season where, we're coming down last minute and Zach LaVine was missing shots. Zach LaVine wasn't making the right plays, turning the ball over at the end of the game. Like you said, those moments, that honestly, like that is really what I mean by a left hand. Like, you just got to improve on that. Like, to me, the end of game execution is the biggest thing for him.
Yeah, for sure. That, and then I just want to see. One of the improvements I want to see from Zach is getting to the rim a little bit more and getting contact, right, and getting to the free throw line. But then at the same time, I'm kind of worried about putting that on my improvements list for him, because if he doesn't get the calls, he lets the ref take him completely mentally out the game.
Yeah.
So,
no, 100%. I mean, like that's a tough one. Like, I would love to see him. Here's the thing. If he can, that's probably the number one thing he needs to improve, the mental side. Because remember last year where he just stopped caring about the refs calling the ball or calling fouls for him, and like people were bouncing off of him. Like, I don't think I knew he was that strong until he started running into people and they would just fall out the way and he would make the layup. So that's the number one thing for me, the mental side on Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan for me, another mental piece, wanting to play defense. Give me 2 quarters. I don't care which 2 you pick.
Which you just pick 2 quarters?
Just pick 2 quarters. It could be 2 and 4. It could be 1 and 3. It can be 3 and 4. Whichever 2 quarters you want. I just want, because here's the thing. Remember last season when all of a sudden DeMar wanted to play defense? He's leaving games with 2 blocks, a steal. He's had deflections left and right here. He's finding guys open down the floor. Like, I just need a want to on the defensive end. If he does that, he's the perfect player.
Yeah. So I with DeMar, here's the thing is that I agree, like DeMar going after defense defensively locking in a little bit more, but even outside of that, I know this is kind of what everybody says. I just want to see DeMar take 1.5 more threes per game. That's it. 1.5 more threes per game.
I don't know if I want to see that.
But I would typically agree with you. But when DeMar DeRozan started taking, hold on, I had the stats up, and then I started looking at something else because you mentioned something else in my brain.
You went too deep. You went too deep. You can't be giving the secrets away.
When DeMar took more threes in both March and April, in March he hit him at a 41% clip, bro.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that I expect that to be maintained, but like just that. Taking that, just 1.5 more threes per game for DeMar DeRozan, that makes you more of a threat. It makes teams realize that they have to step out to you out there. There are a lot of times you can see it on defense where, especially if DeMar catches it on like a pick or something like that, like the team doesn't even rotate out. They pack it in, waiting for him to drive and get to his spot. Yeah. Just take that 3. Take a couple of those a game. It'll open up the floor to you.
I wonder if he just got hot though, because
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility.
DeMar, like. Well, I guess not really. I'm sitting here looking at the game by games right now. I mean, a lot of games with 1-3, and every game he takes 4, he's knocking down 2 of them.
So for post All-Star break last season, again, after Pat Bev, which definitely helps with that, DeMar went from pre-All-Star break taking 1.6 a game to post All-Star break taking 2.7. He hit that at a 33% clip versus 31 before the All-Star break. And keep in mind, he was taking almost 2 shots less per game, but he turned that into taking a basically an extra 3 per game. Like, I think that definitely helps the team. So
I'm gonna regret giving you this site, ain't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I love it. Absolutely. No, but honestly, at the end of the day, right, like, you're not wrong. I'm sitting here looking at it legitimately. Every time DeMar takes more than 3 3-pointers a game, he's knocking down 2 of them. I'm literally going through the list right now. I mean, 2 for 4, 2 for 4, 4 for 6, 2 for 3. You know, there's a couple of games in there where he took 4. He misses all of them. But, like, for the most part, the numbers wouldn't lie in that. And most of the games, right, where he's shooting 30%, stuff like that, it's 0 for 1.
Yeah.
0 for 2. You know what I mean? Not taking it. So I can't. It doesn't feel good to say, but I guess I get you. I do want to pull up the one part that I can't pull up right now because you got to go down the rabbit hole to get to it. But I do want to know kind of where he shot percentage wise from each spot on the three, kind of like how Lonzo's was broke down, because that would tell you kind of there too where he would be best at. But we got a lot of players to get to, and we got one more segment to do it. So
there you go. Yeah, we have not made it very far talking about Charleston White and things like that. But
I don't think I brought that one up.
I'm putting that on you, bro. I'm putting it up on you. White, Pat, it all goes hand in hand. With that said, next up, we're going to continue our conversation. We're talking about improvements we'd like to see from the players. But before we do that, I got to talk to you guys about one of our sponsors, and that is FanDuel. Get ready for the NFL season with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. The app is easy to use, and you can be on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn and kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. And we still have yet to get an ad read as good as having Glizzy Gladiators in it, bro. Like there was
no need for it.
Hey, bro, that was an all-time great moment in podcasting, bro.
There was no need for it, bro.
Glizzy Gladiators.
A wild time for us all.
But with that said, let's stay on track. We've already, talked a lot about other things in that first segment. What other improvements do you want to see from like a player like I'm sure everybody's going to talk about, like P. Will? What do you want to see from P. Will improve on this season?
I mean, I think that's the easy one. Like, just to me, figure out where the heck you fit on the offensive side of the basketball. Figure out what you want to do on the offensive side of the basketball. Like, figure out is it going to be that floater? Is it like whatever it is, you got to figure that out. Because realistically, that's you not knowing where to be on the offensive side of the ball causes other people to be trying to make up for you not right, like you not being the player that they're looking for you to be. Like he looks lost out there too often. Every now and then he gets on a hot streak where he's able to go out there and knock down shots. I love it, but it's too many times. It's too many times, man, where we're sitting here talking about Patrick Williams and we're talking about him as why wasn't he able to get 15 points versus a 6'5", shooting guard that's struggling to defend anybody except Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That would be mine.
I mean, I think Patrick Williams also should be using it as motivation. That there was recently a list that came out. I can't remember if it was Bleacher Report. What outlet did it on the top 20 wings under 25 or something like that, and Patrick Williams was on it. Now, he is a power forward, so that may be by nature's last 2 seasons played solely power forward, so that may be why they left him off that list. But hey, like Patrick Williams needs to find the motivation for himself, unlock the mental part of the game. And I really think that's it with P. Will. I think once P. Will develops that killer mindset, and not necessarily coming in and just taking over games or anything, but just being like, hey, you can't stop me. You can't stop me from defending you. You can't stop me from getting this rebound. You can't stop me from blocking a shot. Whatever it is, we're going to see a completely different P. Will at that point.
And it doesn't even, like, here's the thing, right? Like, you can't give me baseline 15 points a game at your size in a scoring NBA. You can't give me.
I give him a little bit more of a pass on the scoring because of the nature of this team, but I can understand where you're coming from.
I mean, dog, 15 points a game is what? Are we talking about like 4 points a quarter with 1 quarter with 5?
True, but that also would mean that at least a couple of times the coach would have to call plays for you, and Billy Donovan be looking like, hey, no,
bro,
I don't feel like
if you can't find 2 layups a quarter, I'm sorry, dog. Like, it's 4 points a quarter.
Yeah, but how you gonna lay it up if the coach doesn't get you the ball, bro?
Like, I get rebound, you the power
things like that. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but that still ain't gonna equate to necessarily. Like I said, I don't want to get into debate about it because I mean, you have your right to have that. I personally don't hold the scoring aspect against P. Will because I think he can affect the games in other places. I just want to see him pick it, whether it's scoring or anything else. Pick how you're gonna impact the game that night and do it the night after night. That's all I want to see from him.
At a minimum, turn back into the defender you were.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened last year. Does Alex Caruso really have anything to prove?
No, I think Alex Caruso is who he is, and he's great at what he does. Oh, yeah. Stay healthy. drink some ginseng. I don't know what you got to do.
I feel like he did. I feel like he missed, but I feel like he played through a lot of injuries. How many games for AC last year?
I think he played. Was it over 60 games for AC?
I think he played over 60 games. I don't know if we could say that he was unhealthy last season.
Alex Caruso missed
last year, 67 games.
60. I'm not gonna kill him for 67
season.
games. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill him for 67
pretty healthy
games.
Season.
We've talked about it before. Anything between 60 and 65
games.
That's pretty healthy.
That's a full season in the modern NBA.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I just I don't think AC really has too much to prove. Kobe White, consistency.
Yes, very much so.
Consistency. I love the score that you can be. I need to see you be that every night. I do like that. Listen, he fixed what we asked P. Will to fix. Kobe White found a way to impact the game every night. There was very few times last season. And listen, there's going to be some games when nobody makes an impact, right? Like that's just the nature of basketball. There's going to be some games where you're just terrible. But for the most part last season, Kobe White found a way to impact the game, whether it be on the defensive side, whether it be stealing the basketball, whether it be facilitating. I think that scoring aspect of it, it was up and down, right? Yeah. End of the season was great. Beginning of the season was very lackluster. Well, kind of middle. Beginning was great. Middle got very lackluster. And then like the end, he started to bring it back a little bit. But, he was a guy we needed. Yeah. That's where I'm at. On
Andre Drummond. Stop. I don't even know what to say with Andre Drummond.
Stop Euro-stepping. Stop
thinking you're Nate Robinson, bro. You're not a 5'9" guard, bro. Just go out there and dominate, bro.
Hey, every third game, he finger roll, and you just be like, what the wow. You be like, did he just Dr. J finger roll from the free throw line and it went in nothing but net?
Oh my God.
Andre Drummond treats basketball shots like we treat golf shots, right? Like it's that one shot where you hit the drive perfect, you get that pink, and that mud just go flying out, land like 100 yards out from the green, and you hit the perfect shot from the fairway. It lands right on the green. Then all of a sudden you're like, I'm Tiger Woods. I figured it out. And then you miss the putt 7 feet to the other side. But that golf shot will keep you coming back. That drive will keep you coming back. Ayo Dosunmu, what you got for him?
Man, here's what I'll say. Get back to hitting 3-pointers at a better clip like you did in your rookie year, and get back to being the Nigerian nightmare on the defensive side of the ball. That's all I want to say.
Is that a nickname we were giving him?
I gave him that. Every time I say it, you're like, wait, isn't there a boxer somebody call it? Yes, he's the Nigerian nightmare for me. That's what I'm going to call
it. Yeah, that's gross.
What do you got against Nigerians there, Pat?
I mean, I don't have nothing against Nigerian. It's the nightmare part that's throwing me off. I mean, realistically, he's been a nightmare pretty much.
Oh, God.
Weird, right? He's weird because if you look at Ayo Dosunmu's 2 seasons, nothing changed numbers wise.
Yeah, the 3-point shooting numbers changed. That's the biggest change there. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, he did fall off massively on the 3-point shot, right? He was shooting 37% his rookie year, basically.
Yeah, something like that.
And then last year was
more
as
well. So 37%. No, same exact number. 2.4 3-pointers per game. 37% rookie year. 31% his second year. So you got to look at it. Had he kept the same 3-point shooting percentage since he kept the same number of shots, I would assume probably would have averaged 10, 11 points per game last season.
Probably. Yeah. That's probably, I'd give you that. Improve on the 3-point shooting. Did we get everybody? Is that everybody pretty much?
Get on the court.
Marco. Oh, wait, he's not here anymore. We're good. He just got dunked on.
But all right, we also got to talk about Billy Donovan. What's an improvement you would like to see from Billy Donovan?
I don't even want to give one because it doesn't matter. Billy Donovan's been. You want to know what I did the other day? This is about to have nothing to do. It does have something to do with what we talk about. I went and looked at, because we were trying to figure out topics. So I was looking at like videos that I had done and seeing if they applied to today. And one of my top videos was why the Chicago Bulls shouldn't hire Billy Donovan. And I swear to God, I'm still saying the same things. Like I'm still saying all the reasons that I didn't want the Bulls to hire him in the beginning. And then when he got here, literally I did a video on like the Bulls are improving for sure. And then at the end of the video, it's like, but Billy Donovan is still doing these same things. His in-game adjustments just like, I don't know what Pat Bev brought out of him that made him believe that he was just killing the in-game adjustments, or maybe Pat Bev was just being nice.
Mm-hmm.
But you took out Andre Drummond and Kobe White when they were the two best players you had on the floor.
Bro. That's every time somebody posts that thing where it's like, what was like 2 minutes left and the Bulls are up by 1 point. Like I literally go into almost just wanting to yell for no reason. Like that's how frustrating that time.
You want to know what Billy Donovan can improve on, and it's not going to happen this season. Billy Donovan, to me, needs a staff around him that can make up for his deficiencies. I do think Billy Donovan is a good head coach, but I think Doc Rivers is a good head coach. He's just not as good without Tom Thibodeau drawing up the defense for him.
That's a fact.
Like nobody thinks of NBA coaches in like the offensive defensive coordinator
mindset, because not a lot of coaches run it that way, but some do benefit from that for sure. And Billy Donovan could be one that I think definitely does that as well. That he could benefit from it. And so I just want to see Billy Donovan have better player utilization. Like, and that goes to the point of the Miami game. Like, just use your players better. Like, we have a great catch and shoot player in Zach LaVine, who we barely run any catch and shoot opportunities for. We have Nikola Vucevic, who can outright. You look at Vuce and FIBA, you know the difference between FIBA and Orlando Magic Vuce and Chicago Bulls Vuce is Vuce was able to do the things that came to him naturally. Consistently,
he's also the number one option on both of those teams.
That's true as well. But the thing is, though, is that for his numbers, it's not that far off from him being the number one option. The only thing is, too, is that we run a lot of things for him that are outside of the places that he likes to get the ball, mainly because that's the same places that DeMar DeRozan likes to get the ball. So I just want better player utilization, draw up some better late game. But I mean, that's still on the players too, because we need it as a team. Can we inbound the ball?
Hey, I was gonna say, I was like, listen, I can't kill Billy Donovan for his inbound plays last year and praise him for how well they all were the year before that, because I don't think he forgot to draw them up. Alex Caruso threw it off of somebody back. Like DeMar threw it off of somebody back. Like, bro, we ain't have nobody that knew how to throw in an inbound pass in the clutch.
Bro, it's so frustrating, bro.
Which is tough, right? Here's the tough part. Now that I'm thinking about this, if I'm not mistaken, I think Vooch threw all of the plays that were successful in.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But you need your big man on the floor to get to the board. Unless it's a last-second situation and you got one of the best rebounders in NBA history sitting on your bench. And we're back to using players better, although he might Euro step trying to catch it. I don't know.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But
nothing for nobody else. I mean, Torrey Craig and Javon Carter, I don't know what they're going to do.
I just need them to come in and be them. That's it. I just need them to come in and be them.
Terry Taylor.
Come in and be, honestly, though, the role players, I just need them to do what they do best. Terry Taylor, when you're in the game, rebound everything. I need you to get it. I need you to go after every rebound.
Dalen Terry.
Get on the damn court.
Get minutes.
I
think Julian Phillips has what. Julian Phillips got to prove that he can shoot the three ball.
True, but he has to also get on the court for that. And is Billy Donovan going to play him as rookie?
Hasn't played a rookie since Patrick Williams?
No, I would assume.
That's true. That was out of necessity, but yeah.
You always say that, but I was getting minutes before Zoe went down. He was getting minutes to start the season.
Cut down, though.
Bro, you say that every time. We've gone over this like 4 times. His minutes never got cut, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the site now. Now I can see it.
His minutes never got cut.
I can't go back a year. Oh, yes, I can. Hold on.
I love when me and Pat both, when we're trying to prove a point, Lord knows we would go to no bounds.
He was dead by then. Zoe was dead.
Yeah,
he had like 3-4 games where it got cut. That was it. Like he had like 2 games in a. Actually, I think that's what happened. That's why it sticks out in my mind. He was getting like, it was 3 games in a row where he got like 9 minutes, 5 minutes, and then Zoe got hurt again. So all his minutes went right back.
All right, fair enough. Now, we want to remind you guys that Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube and the Odyssey app. Pat, you got one last topic. This is you brought up and let you present this one, man, about good old Jerry.
Hey, listen, there comes a time where everybody gets too old. Jerry may have been there for a while now, but my question is, has Jerry Reinsdorf, and I want to give credit to this. I was listening to Waddle and Sylvie today, do crosstalk, and Sylvie brought this up talking about, he saw this on Twitter, I believe. But has Jerry Reinsdorf become Bill Wirtz. If you guys remember Bill Wirtz, right? Bill Wirtz had a decent, right? When he first bought the Blackhawks were okay. They started making some conference finals and stuff like that in the 90s. But, you know, never like I can't even, you can't even say that he's Bill Wirtz to the point where like this guy was winning Stanley Cups, because we never won a Stanley Cup. But I mean, right, you get to the conference finals, you get to the semifinals, you lost in the Stanley Cup finals in 91. You did make it that season, but you lose to the Stanley Cup finals. But there's winning there, right? There's that process of winning. And then come the 2000s. Realistically, end of the 90s, but I'll give him the 2000s as the worst, right? 29 and 40. You had a pop-up year, 41-27. You lost in the quarterfinals, 30 and 33, 20 and 43, 26 and 43, 31 and 42, 40 and 34, 07-08 with Dennis Savard, but Bill Wirtz ends up passing away 07, right? And I think that when you think back to Bill Wirtz, there was just, I was successful enough in the 90s to do things the way I want to do them in the 2000s, no matter how the world is changing, no matter how players are changing, no matter how the team is changing. And I really think that that's what we've got with Jerry Reinsdorf. The 90s was a great success, much more successful than the Blackhawks. 6 championships, you can't scoff at it. The early 2000s, I actually think they built a decent team, but then it just started becoming, I got to hire my guys. I got to hire within. I've got to hire my buddies. And the Bulls have those same similar pop-up seasons. We got one playoff berth with the Baby Bulls, basically. 2? Maybe 2?
No, that Baby Bulls team made the playoffs consistently, didn't they? I think we made the playoffs like 4 years in a row before Derrick Rose got there.
Before Derek got there, I know. Well,
Yeah.
we couldn't have made the playoffs the year that he got.
Well, that's what say like, yeah. But I mean, well, yeah, that was the down year. But like, if I remember correctly, that team made at least 3, if I'm not mistaken.
But even so, right? Like pop-up years where, okay, we got some talent here. We make a first round, we get beat. We make, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so I just think that he's so stuck and stubborn in the way that he's had to do things. And we've seen a little bit of change with the Bulls because Michael has changed over and he's brought a little bit of maybe an initial thing. But even with that, right? Like, it still seems like there's the same limitations that were being placed over on the South side with the White Sox, right? Where what Rick Hahn said, I tried to quit. They wouldn't let me. Doesn't that sound like John Paxson, basically?
Yeah. Yeah. we made the playoffs 05, 06, and 07 before we missed it in 08 to get there.
Right. We lost, but right before that, 13 and 37, 17 and 65, 15 and 67, 21 and 61, 30 and 52. Right. You get the Baby Bulls in there and they're competitive, right? That's like the early, that's like his 90s, basically. You had his 90s where we're competitive, we can get back in. You lose, then all of a sudden Derrick Rose comes in. Now you got your pop-up teams again. Oh, we losing in the first round again. We got to the conference finals, then we losing in the first round again, the semis.
We also lost the ACL in that too.
We lost that.
I just want to be correct for history. We also lost the ACL.
You just want to put that on the record? We also lost the ACL. But right, like I just feel, and then after that, you talk about 42s, 41 win seasons. We had 4 years of basically 30 wins. We got 46, and we right back to 40 last season.
Yeah.
It seems too similar, and it's not to say, right, like the whole sell the team thing, Jerry's never going to sell the team, so you're going to have to deal with them. But it just seems like we're finally to a point where ownership is too stubborn and stuck in his ways, to get out of the way. The fact that we can't go into the luxury tax unless we're within the 4 to 6 range.
And I still don't believe that per se.
The fact that there's players that literally make sense for this team that sometimes AK doesn't go after. I don't know if that's on AK or if that's on Jerry, but I'm sure that I can't sit here and tell you that the Bulls have all these different limitations that the White Sox don't have, or that the White Sox have, right? Like I don't buy it. It's the same dude. The team's too similar.
No, I agree with everything that you said there. It's It's a weird place, man, to be in with this team, as it always is. And I think that it just comes down to I love the comparison. I love what you're saying with Jerry. And that is why at some point everybody just gets to an age and point where they just they can't do the job anymore. And I don't know if Jerry's ever willing to admit that, bro. And that's a scary place to be in, honestly, as a fan of a team that you have an owner that literally is always going to be around. He's always going to be around.
That's the problem. That's the problem, right? That was Bill Wirt's problem. That's Jerry's problem. What do you go make money? That's all I need you to do. You should be able to hire people to do their job and you go make money. You shouldn't have these people in jobs for their lives. Like, it shouldn't be fair. Kenny Williams is there 25 years, 23 years, something like that.
Damn, really?
Kenny Williams was there. I got to look this up. Kenny Williams been there, I think, my whole life. Nah, he probably been, because he was still playing. He played baseball for a little while. But I mean, like, dog, he's been with the White Sox longer than Pac's been with the Bulls.
You may hit the nail on the head with this comparison, bro.
To 2023.
That's crazy.
He's been there since 2000. We've won 3 playoff games. He's been there since 2000. Get out of the way. Tough. Let the right people be in place and make your money. But it's like you said, right? Like, he's too hands-on with it. And it's like, what did he say? It's not a good business decision to go out there and try to, put all your money in to win for a winning team 1 year, for a win now. It's not a good business decision. Winning championships ain't a good business decision.
So bro.
I mean, realistically, it's not, because like it is, because you're gonna sell a bunch in merch.
Yeah,
but like the Warriors is paying some taxes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bro, I mean, hey, the thing with Jerry is this is Jerry's mindset, and that's why I even said, like, I know that AK came out, and I'm not saying that AK's a liar. I think that AK was told that you're between 4 and 6, but I think that once he gets between 4 and 6, Jerry's gonna be like, yeah, but we're really barely 6, like really barely 6. But are we really 4? Like, I do not trust Jerry Reinsdorf at all to save my life.
And here's the wild part. It's literally, right, it's 4 and 6. So in his mind, if you 3, perfect. Yeah. If you're 2, perfect. I'm not adding to this team. You got enough. And you want to know why?
Do we sell out? Yes. Okay, we're good. Don't even worry about it.
How many times do we add to Derrick Rose?
What do you mean?
Like, if we were 2nd in the division or 3rd in the division, how many times do we add?
I mean, they added something every year. It wasn't like a big superstar, but
end of the year, right? But like, we knew every year going in, we need a shooting guard that can shoot 3-pointers.
But they did get him for him. Marco Bellinelli did come here, but unfortunately, Derek was still hurt, and they said, "Oh, peace, true. Marco."
Yeah, that's true. But again, but that's an end of season move. We went into every playoff series like, hey man, like we went into every trade deadline going, hey, y'all gonna get anybody that can shoot? Y'all not gonna try to get nobody that can shoot.
Yeah,
we believe in the guys we have. CJ,
we believe in
CJ Watson,
bro. CJ Watson, bro.
We believe in CJ Watson. I like him as a backup point, but not. What are we doing?
That was a time, bro. The CJ Watson time was a time.
I feel like the Bulls answer to everything was just, what's Chris Duhon doing this weekend?
We brought back Kirk.
Kirk actually worked out. Kirk turned himself into a whole 3-point shooter.
Bro,
I give him that.
I always have so much respect for Kurt Heinrich because he literally changed into a different player to be able to play with Derrick Rose.
Yep.
He changed into a completely different player.
Now, the problem was you had a 6'3" point guard trying to sit there and guard Dwayne Wade on the other side.
Which he did a pretty solid job.
Wade said it.
Until Dwayne Wade realized one day, like, wait a second. You're 6 what?
I might have been generous with 6'3". I don't know how tall Kirk was.
He's listed as 6'3", but I
don't know about that.
They've been faking Bulls players' heights for decades.
Hey, you want to know some of the greatest pitchers of all time, and then we gotta get out of here. Some of the greatest pitchers of all time is rookie year Kirk and those gigantically baggy jerseys that for some reason the NBA was rocking. Like when the shorts went down to your ankles, they was pants that you was wearing basically. Yeah. And it's just this little white dude.
Gotta love it, bro. Gotta love it.
Hey,
that's
man,
crazy.
Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Appreciate y'all for showing love, man. And just remember, the Bulls are the Blackhawks.
Pat, take it deep with that one, man. That's crazy. The accuracy. I want to thank you guys, man. You can follow me at CEO Haize and CEO Haize, man. Shout out to Trey Young coming through the podcast. But thank you guys, man, for making Locked On Bulls your first listen every single day. For Pat the Designer, I'm Haize. It's been Locked On Bulls. We out here, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Oh, God. I wonder if they ever going to let us do, like, a real radio type show or TV show. It's just us.
The answer to that, my friend, is no. Both of us live. I guess if it's on Sirius XM, something like that, maybe.
So Charleston White.